How many languages do you speak? Everyone has a mother tongue, and maybe one more. Some people might even have 3 languages in their repertoire. On this NSP short, Arjun Grewal speaks about how he ended up speaking 6 languages as a JTF2 specialist.
So my mother tongue, as it's defined as the first language you learn as a baby, the first language you hear as a child, was Hindi and Punjabi. My parents use those languages very interchangeably, as a lot of communities do from India. But so I speak Hindi and Punjabi, which I really categorize as one language because I kind of butcher them and bring them together and kind of franglais Hindi and Punjabi. So I know that language. I can speak and understand it fluently. English and a little bit of French. And then for the role that I filled with Cansoff, they sent me to the Canadian Forces Language School here in Gatineau near Ottawa. And I spent 8 months one-on-one with a professor of Pashto, which is the Southern Afghan language. I would say an amalgamation of tribal languages, in part Urdu and in part Arabic and in part Dari and Farsi, and learned fluent Pashto, which allowed me to read, write, listen, and speak.
Mm. How was learning that in terms of like a level of difficulty?
Yeah, it was tough. I went in there, wanting to perform and do my best, but also being a little bit young and cocky, being like, this can't be that tough. I know Hindi and I know Punjabi, so it should be somewhat similar. It turns out Pashto, like Arabic, is a family 5 language, so it's one of the most difficult languages to learn. It's up there with Korean because of intonation, grammar. The alphabet itself is very foreign for a non-native. So it was really, and I think that was good for me because it kind of like humbled me and brought me down to like, you're not going to get through this one, easy. You got to put in the work. And, I put in the work. My teacher and I, would spend 7 hours a day just speaking and learning and reading the news, and me reading the news to him after, reading it on BBC Arabic. So a lot of really creative learning methods were used that were not only realistic and like operationally relevant, but I went everywhere from reading like a children's ABC book over and over again, probably for the first like 6 to 8 weeks until I memorized the alphabet and was able to, read rudimentary, simple terms. To at the end of that 8 months, being able to read BBC, Al Jazeera, and give my thoughts on it. So yeah, it was a very progressive, customized curriculum.
Was it exhausting?
It was.
Yeah. I think for anybody who hasn't tried to learn another language, it's mentally just exhausting. You can be sitting static doing nothing for that whole day and stand up and just be absolutely wiped out.
Yeah, I'll second that. They say you're comfortable learning the language when you start dreaming in that language.
Right.
And I remember that when that happened, 6-7 months into it, I would close my eyes after being tired and exhausted, reliving moments or TV that I'd seen earlier that day, but seeing it and reading it in Pashto, it was a cool feeling when that happened because you're almost there.